Mom, Dad, can we rent jet skis? I thought, jet skis? No. I am comfortable on my beach. I was seriously about to let them go by themselves when I saw a sign on the wall. I read that sign and I said, I have to do this. Have you ever read something that just inspired you to take action? Oh, I can still see that sign in my mind's eye. No refunds. So I'm on a jet ski tearing it up at 37. I'm bouncing up and down saying, why? Salt water in my mouth, I'm gonna die. Behind me, my wife, she's holding on for dear life. I can feel her body pressed up against me in a giant hug, and I say, you know this isn't all bad. Did you know at age 50, Grandma Moses had not yet painted a single painting? At age 50, Colonel Sanders had not yet fried a single chicken. And at age 50, Carol Cornwall did not have a single DTM. See, I always thought that as I got older, I needed to slow down and act my age. But it turned out slowing down and acting my age was exactly what was making me older. Life comes with no refunds. But it doesn't matter how many times you've gone around the sun or how much time you've spent out in the sun. You still have time to get more done. And you still have time to have more fun. If you simply refuse to act your age. In my cubicle, I said, I am going to analyze my life with Microsoft Excel. I put together a spreadsheet and I calculated that, at best, I was given, on this planet, 32,867 days. Now I further had to deduct the number of days I'd already spent on the planet, many of which were given to a chicken. I came up with a remainder of no more than 25,309 and 1/2 days. It was a half day because I finished at noon. I looked at that and I said, that's all I have left. How many days might you have left? Can you afford to give a single day? I said, if you're not doing anything, Friday or Saturday. Oh, Friday or Saturday, that's the weekend. She's going to have plans. If you don't have any plans, I was thinking maybe we could go out to dinner. Oh, go out to dinner? My goodness, that's too formal. You should have just said, get a bite to eat. You know, get a bite to eat. You like to eat, don't you? Oh, you called her fat! The relationship chicken had me on the ropes. Have you ever been on the ropes? When you're on the ropes, you have to hold on to your big, bold, and brilliant idea. Walk around the corner and say, oh, I wasn't the only one who had a date. The relationship chicken had a date with the frying pan. What is your big, bold, brilliant idea? What chicken is standing in your way? What chicken are you going to fry to make today and the next 25,309 and 1/2 days better? Because 23 years later, Beth is still out of my league. We do have the dog, we do have the 3 kids, and we are married to each other. I know what you're thinking, and yes, her name is Beth Barth. That's a chicken she had to fry. But together, we've been frying chickens for 2 decades now. And just this Sunday, when I woke up, I thought, I'm so glad we fried that marriage chicken. And when our kids came in and served her Mother's Day breakfast in bed, I thought, I am so glad we fried that parenting chicken. And later, as we left for church, and I got in the passenger seat of the car, and I handed the keys to my 15-and-a-half-year-old son, Kenny, I thought, I still got chickens to fry! Communication is absolutely vital to your project, to your success in business, and in fact, in your success in life. Communication is vital. Keep your hands in the air if you've ever had a moment where you were trying to communicate, and it was like talking to the wall. All right, all these people in the room, I have a term for you. I call you parents. And my son said, Dad, I got a detention for doing what the teacher told me to do. Now, let's examine this from the communication model. First off, he says, Dad, I got a detention. Well, in my head, there is a ton of noise because this particular son has a wing named after him in the detention hall. When he walks into detention hall, it's like Norm walking into Cheers. Everybody knows the kid's name. So the first thing I'm thinking, when I hear Dad, I got a detention, is the Picard facepalm. Here we go again. But then he very quickly says, for doing what the teacher said. Well, he's got my attention now. Not because I believe he got a detention for obeying his teacher, but I'm thinking someday, maybe, I can turn this into a great story. So he's got my attention. So I said, okay, tell me your story. He said, well, it's like this. I had to go to the restroom. And when I raised my hand, the teacher said, do not get out of your chair again. So the chairs in the room are on wheels. See where we're going with this, don't you? So when the teacher went over to the board to write, I wheeled out into the hall and into the restroom. I said, okay, quick question. Did you, when you got to the restroom? Yeah, I got out of the chair when I got to the restroom. Hit it in the stall. Well, long story short, he came back into the classroom, still wheeling in the chair, but the teacher was no longer at the board. She was at the door with the detention slip. I said, Joe, what on earth made you think that you could possibly, he interrupted me and said, Dad, YOLO. Does everybody in here know what YOLO means? Okay, good, because 2 years ago, I did not. I'm an IT guy, I thought I knew every acronym in the world. YOLO was a new one for me. YOLO is actually now officially in Webster's dictionary, and the meaning is you only live once. Notice this, used especially to rationalize impulsive or reckless behavior. He knew exactly what YOLO meant. So now let's look at the communication model again. He says YOLO. In his communication, after he explains to me what the acronym means, his end is done. And now I have to think, what kind of feedback am I going to give him? Now, the amount of time we have and the decorum prohibit me from telling you exactly what my feedback was to my son, but I ended it with, and if you ever pull a stunt like that again, it will be your last. And that actually stands for, you only lived a short time. A little while ago, I had my speedometer independently verified by radar for the cost of $125. It wasn't the money. I mean, it was the money. Sure, it was the money, but the amount of time it took it to write the ticket, really? I mean, could he not tell I was in a hurry? So I was late, and now I'm even later. So the first thing I do is I take my iPhone, I take a picture of the ticket, I send the picture to my wife and say, running late, got this thing, $125. Now, you know how the I and the O are right next to each other on the keyboard? So when you think you type the word thing, you type the word thong. And you know how text goes quick and pictures go slowly? So my wife gets this text. Running late, got this thong, $125. She's waiting for the picture. And who spends $125 on a thong? That's a rhetorical question, please. No show. All right. Facebook. By the way, just for information, that's a Hawaiian shirt in church. YOLO. Additionally, if I ever think I'm not that great at communication, I remind myself I convinced her to marry me.